The Zephyrian High Council had made what they believed was a calculated decision. The elderly human female would serve as an example to the younger prisoners, a demonstration of what happened to those who defied the Galactic Imperium. Commander Vextal clicked his mandibles in satisfaction as he watched the security feeds, confident that the ancient creature called Nana Khadija would be nothing more than a brief meal for Gorvak, their most prized warbeast. In the adjacent holding cells, Adnan pressed his face against the energy barrier, his heart pounding as he watched his grandmother being escorted toward the dragon's lair. The 19-year-old had been captured alongside Nihal during their reconnaissance mission on Kepler 442b, but neither of them had expected the aliens to drag his 73-year-old grandmother from Earth as leverage. "They don't know what they've done," Nihal whispered, her dark eyes fixed on the monitors. The 20-year-old xenobiologist had studied with Nana Khadija at the Terra Defense Academy, and she knew the old woman's reputation well. The massive blast doors of cell block Omega hissed open, revealing a cavern the size of an aircraft hangar. Bioluminescent fungi cast eerie blue light across jagged rock formations, and in the center, coiled like a living mountain, lay Gorvak. The dragon was a magnificent terror, 40 meters of scaled muscle and fury with 6 eyes that glowed like molten copper and breath that could melt titanium. The Zephyrians had captured it from the dead world of Piraxis Prime, where its species had hunted starships for sport. Nana Khadija shuffled into the chamber, her worn hijab slightly askew and her hands still bound behind her back with energy shackles. She appeared frail and defenseless, exactly what the alien captors expected from an elderly human. Gorvak's massive head lifted at the scent of fresh prey. The dragon had been starved for 3 rotations to ensure maximum aggression. Its nostrils flared, and a low rumble emanated from deep within its chest as it began to unfurl its wings. "Foolish creatures," Commander Vextal muttered into his communicator. "The beast will make quick work of the old female. Perhaps then the young ones will be more cooperative." But something unexpected happened. Instead of cowering or attempting to flee, Nana Khadija studied the dragon with the calm assessment of a lifetime soldier. She had earned her stripes fighting the Void Raiders in the Outer Rim conflicts, had survived the siege of New Medina, and had spent 40 years training Earth's finest warriors. Age had not diminished her tactical mind. Gorvak reared back to release a torrent of superheated plasma, but Nana Khadija did something that made the watching aliens blink in confusion. She began to speak. Not in fear, but in the low, rhythmic tones that Earth mothers had used for millennia to calm frightened children. "Easy, beautiful one," she said in Arabic, her voice carrying across the cavern. "I see the pain in your eyes. How long have they kept you here, away from your home among the stars?" The dragon's attack faltered. Its head tilted as if trying to process this unexpected response. In its 6 eyes, something flickered. Not just predatory hunger, but a deeper intelligence that the Zephyrians had failed to recognize. "You understand, don't you?" Nana Khadija continued, taking a small step forward. "My people have a saying. The caged bird sings not of freedom, but of the sky it remembers. You remember the void between worlds, don't you, child?" Adnan watched in amazement as his grandmother approached the massive predator. She had always possessed an inexplicable way with animals. Stray cats, wounded birds, even the warhounds on Titan Station had responded to her gentle authority. The dragon lowered its great head, bringing one enormous eye level with the small human woman. For a moment that stretched into eternity, predator and prey regarded each other across the vast gulf of species and circumstance. "They feed you scraps and call you monster," Nana Khadija whispered, somehow managing to press her bound hands against the dragon's scaled snout. "But I see what you truly are. A mother, a protector, a guardian of worlds they could never understand." The energy shackles around her wrists began to smoke and spark as Gorvak's natural electromagnetic field interfered with their operation. The restraints crumbled away like paper. In the observation deck, Commander Vextal's mandibles clicked in alarm. "What is the human doing? Why hasn't the beast destroyed her?" "Sir?" his aide stammered. "The creature's vital signs are changing. Its aggression indicators are dropping to baseline levels." "Impossible. Gorvak has never shown mercy to any living thing." But on the monitors, they watched as the most feared predator in their arsenal gently nuzzled the frail human grandmother, its rumbling purr reverberating through the chamber like distant thunder. "My grandmother," Nihal whispered to Adnan. Once convinced a pack of Martian sandwolves to help evacuate a colony, she said it wasn't magic, just understanding that every creature fights hardest when protecting something precious. Nana Khadija looked up into the dragon's ancient eyes and smiled. Show them, Habibti. Show them what happens when they cage the children of the void. What followed was not a rampage, but a precisely executed liberation. Gorvak moved through the facility like liquid lightning, its plasma breath surgically destroying security systems while leaving the prisoners unharmed. The dragon's electromagnetic pulse disabled the containment fields, and its natural ability to phase shift through quantum barriers made the Zephyrians' defenses useless. Within minutes, every human prisoner was free, and the facility's defensive grid was in ruins. As their rescue ship arrived, Commander Vextal found himself face-to-face with the small elderly woman who had just orchestrated the most embarrassing defeat in Zephyrian military history. How? Was all he managed to ask. Nana Khadija adjusted her hijab and smiled with the patient wisdom of 7 decades. You assumed weakness where there was strength, child. You saw an old woman instead of a warrior. But most importantly, you never understood that humans don't just fight for themselves. We fight for anyone who needs protecting. She gestured to Gorvak, who had coiled protectively around the group of human prisoners, even dragons when they're far from home. As the rescue ships departed, taking both humans and their unlikely draconic ally to freedom, the Zephyrian High Council was forced to add a new entry to their intelligence files. Never underestimate the humans called grandmothers. Classification: extremely dangerous. And in the depths of space, an old woman and an ancient dragon shared stories of home among the stars.